Once, in a quiet village surrounded by golden fields of grain, there lived a farmer. By all appearances, he was a man blessed beyond measure. His farm was thriving, producing bountiful harvests year after year. He owned strong bullocks, sturdy carts, and a charming home nestled amidst the green countryside. His wife was kind-hearted and beautiful, and their 2 children were lively and full of promise. Yet, despite all this abundance, the farmer had a flaw that stole his peace. He worried. He worried endlessly, often about things that hadn't happened and likely never would. "What if my crops fail this season?" he would mutter to himself. "What if wild animals destroy my fields? What if a drought dries up the land? Or what if there's too much rain?" His mind rarely rested. When he wasn't fretting about his farm, his worries shifted to his family. "What will happen to my children in the future?" he thought. "What if I grow old and fall ill? Will I lose everything I've worked so hard for?" His wife tried her best to console him. "Why waste your days in fear? Look around. God has blessed us abundantly. Let go of these needless worries," she urged. But her words didn't seem to reach him. As the weight of his anxieties grew, the farmer became increasingly withdrawn, losing interest in his work and the joys of life. Then one day, he heard that Jesus was visiting a nearby village. Stories of Jesus' wisdom and compassion were known far and wide, and the farmer saw a glimmer of hope. "Perhaps he can help me," he thought, setting off early the next morning to meet Jesus. When the farmer arrived, he found Jesus surrounded by people, his presence calm yet powerful. The farmer bowed before him and poured out his heart. "Teacher," he said, "I am consumed by worry. My mind races with fears about things that may never even happen, but I cannot stop. Please help me overcome this burden." Jesus listened patiently, then smiled. "Come back to me tomorrow morning, and I will give you the solution to your problem," he said. The farmer left, curious yet hopeful. The next morning, the farmer returned, eager for guidance. But what he saw puzzled him. Jesus sat cross-legged on the ground, staring intently at a glass of milk placed before him. His face was etched with worry. "Teacher," the farmer said, "what troubles you?" Jesus sighed deeply. "I am worried about this glass of milk," he replied. "What if a cat comes and knocks it over? What if the milk spoils before I can drink it? What if one of my disciples drinks it while I'm not looking?" The farmer couldn't help but laugh. "Teacher, why worry about something so trivial? The milk is perfectly fine now. If something does happen, you can deal with it then. There's no point in fretting over things that might not even occur." Jesus looked up at the farmer with a knowing smile. "So, you think it's pointless to worry about this glass of milk?" "Yes, of course," the farmer replied. Jesus nodded. "Then tell me, why do you worry about your crops when they grow abundantly every year? Why do you worry about your healthy children or about falling ill when you are strong and full of life? You see, my friend, your worries are no different than mine about this glass of milk." The farmer stood speechless as the truth of Jesus' words sank in. Jesus continued, "Worrying about the future robs you of the peace and joy of today. Your Father in heaven has blessed you with all you need. Trust in His provision and stop letting fear control your life. Instead, cultivate a heart of gratitude." He looked deeply into the farmer's eyes. "To everyone who is grateful, more will be given. But to those who lack gratitude, even what they have will slip away. Replace your thoughts of worry with thoughts of thankfulness, and you'll find a life filled with peace. Humbled and enlightened, the farmer fell at Jesus' feet. "Thank you, teacher, for opening my eyes," he said. "I will no longer waste my days in fear, but will trust in God's plan for my life." From that day forward, the farmer lived with a newfound sense of freedom. He woke each morning with gratitude in his heart, appreciating his family, his work, and the blessings around him. Like the farmer, many of us spend our days worrying about the what-ifs of life. We fear for our futures, our finances, and our families, losing precious moments of joy in the process. But Jesus' teaching remains timeless. Worrying does nothing to change tomorrow. It only steals today's peace. The Bible reminds us in Matthew 6:26, "Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they?" If the sparrows can live without fear, trusting their Creator for daily provision, shouldn't we, who are far more precious in His sight, do the same? So pause for a moment. Look around you. Think of the blessings God has already given you, your family, your health, your opportunities. Replace fear with faith, worry with worship, and anxiety with gratitude. As Jesus taught the farmer, let us stop worrying and start living. Trust that God holds tomorrow in His hands and embrace the joy of today. For each day is a gift, and every moment spent in gratitude brings us closer to the life God desires for us.